Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be building out your fluency toolkit and bridging that massive gap between stiff textbook English and authentic, natural conversation. You know that feeling when you've nailed the grammar rules perfectly, but when you actually got to speak, it just doesn't sound quite like a native speaker? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're completely transforming the way you communicate.
Every conversation is a classroom if you're willing to learn. I just love this thought of the day. It perfectly sets up our mindset. Mastering a language isn't just about sitting at a desk memorizing rules, right? It's about treating every single interaction, every chat at the coffee shop, and every quick email as a real chance to grow. Once you adopt that mindset, your entire environment becomes your greatest teacher.
So here's our roadmap for today. We've got mindset and vocabulary, sounding like a native, fixing common mistakes, perfecting pronunciation, and we'll wrap things up with an application challenge. Let's get right into it. Part 1, mindset and advanced vocabulary.
Okay, let's instantly upgrade some of your word choices. Words like perseverance instead of just, trying hard, or authentic instead of real. They pack so much punch. If someone asks how you pulled off a really difficult project, saying, well, it took a lot of perseverance. Wow, it just sounds incredibly sharp and articulate, doesn't it?
Moving right along to Part 2, sounding like a native. Here's the thing. Native speakers absolutely love using visual, metaphorical phrases. Take beat around the bush. If someone's dodging the main point, a native speaker usually isn't going to say, please stop avoiding the topic, no way. They'll just say, hey, stop beating around the bush. It's colorful, it's dynamic, and it gets right to the point. These idioms are literally the lifeblood of casual English. Think about it. If a coworker says exactly the right thing in a meeting, you can tell them they hit the nail on the head. Or if you ace an exam, you aren't just very happy, you're on cloud 9. Dropping phrases like these into a chat instantly signals to everyone around you that you have a really deep, comfortable grasp of the language. Next up, phrasal verbs. You absolutely need these for everyday conversation. Think of them as the relaxed, easygoing cousins of formal verbs. So instead of saying you need to postpone a meeting, you just put it off. Practice swapping out formal words for these, using turn down instead of reject or bring up instead of mention. Completely softens your tone and makes you sound way more approachable. Now, think about the quick reaction phrases we use in everyday dialogue. Things like, I didn't catch that, or take your time. These act as the ultimate social glue. Connecting your sentences with these kinds of natural responses fills in those awkward silences and makes the whole conversation flow beautifully.
All right, Part 3, fixing common English mistakes.
This one is a classic trap. The golden rule here is pretty simple. You say something, but you tell someone something. So you definitely want to say, she told me she was tired, not she told that. If you don't have a specific person to point the action at, you've got to use say. Like, she said that she was tired. Makes sense, right?
Here's a super common one, especially if you're translating directly from your native language in your head. The word discuss already has the idea of talking about something baked right into it, so putting them together is totally redundant. Just drop about completely. You don't discuss about the budget, you just discuss the budget. It's the exact same story with return back. The re-prefix in return already means going back to a previous place or state. So saying return back is literally saying go back. Just say return and you'll instantly sound much sharper. Pay special attention to this indirect question rule. Notice how the subject and verb completely flip. Once you start a sentence with do you know, the rest of the sentence actually stops being a question format. So it's not do you know where is he? It becomes do you know where he is? Honestly, fixing this one little thing is a huge game changer for your fluency.
Moving on to Part 4, perfecting your pronunciation.
Let's actually read these aloud together. Ready? Q, chaos, choir, honest, and island. You've got to watch out for those sneaky silent letters. There is absolutely zero H sound in honest and no S sound in island. Training your brain to just ignore those written letters is absolutely crucial to sounding natural.
And finally, Part 5, application and the mini quiz.
Listen to how beautifully this flows. I didn't catch one of the questions, and I really appreciate it. It's night and day compared to stiff textbook replies like, I failed to comprehend a query, right? It's conversational, polite, and just feels deeply authentic.
All right, let's test your recall. See if you can answer these in your head right now to really lock them in.
First, what does on cloud nine mean? Yup, extremely happy. And how about filling in this blank? Could you blank that again? It's say. Could you say that again?
Let's finish this up. Say versus tell. Remember our golden rule? It's gotta be B, she told me the answer, because there's an actual person receiving the action. What about perseverance? That's continued effort despite difficulties. And finally, building a sentence with the phrasal verb look after. Maybe something simple like, I need to look after my neighbor's dog this weekend.
Which brings us to the final speaking challenge. Since I know a lot of you tuning in are literature students, I've got some homework for you. I want you to speak out loud, in your room, to a friend, or even just to your phone, for 3 to 5 minutes. Talk about a book that changed your thinking. But here's the catch. You have to deliberately weave in 2 idioms, 2 phrasal verbs, 3 expressions, and 2 advanced vocabulary words we covered today. And hey, don't worry if you stumble. True fluency comes directly from this exact kind of targeted practice.
Let's wrap up this explainer with a fantastic little literary spark from Hemingway. There is no friend as loyal as a book. You know, a good book doesn't just feed you facts, it fundamentally shifts how you view the world. So, my final question for you is this. What book changed your world? And can you explain why using your newly upgraded Natural English Toolkit? Get out there, start practicing, and I will see you in the next explainer.